Cindy and I, my daughter, we flew to LA, we went to Hollywood, and you know that they won a prize at the film festival, the Native American Film Festival. So I've been to Hollywood. So I am just so delighted they won a prize down there. It was a lot of Native films in Hollywood at this, what is the name of that palace where all the films are? But anyway, what's the name of that?
Bench.
Yeah, and I was so delighted because they won a prize, or they award. It was great.
Very good.
So I'm delighted I went to Hollywood to watch them receive this prize. Thank you for your delightful and moving comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please donate.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes.
I have two more, sorry. I have donated already, and I want to know how else we can help as individuals. I'm on the board of the Southwest Seattle Historical Society, and I know just last year, a couple of months ago, the board signed a letter on behalf of the Duwamish Tribe to, I don't know who that was, but there must be a way that individuals can do that sort of letter writing. I remember one time at the Meaningful Movies, when they showed the Princess Angelina show, that they had postcards that we could send out to our legislators and so forth. So now maybe there are new people in office, but we need to know what we can do individually.
Well, I read an article in the paper on Thursday about Sally Jewell, who was our ex-contact. She said she brought all the people together. Well, I disagree with this woman because even though she lives in West Seattle and she was the Secretary Interior, now is out of a job because we have a new administration. But don't be telling figuronies in the paper that she brought all the tribes together. If she had brought Indian country together, we would not, the tribes who are suffering with non-status, we would be celebrating something else. So I am going to write a letter to the paper to that. Don't be telling untruths of what she did. Yes, she might have helped other tribes in other states, but she's from Seattle, and she should have helped. We invited her down to the longhouse. She never came. Sent her letters. We went to her house and we protested to let her know that we are here. And it seems to me this lady who lives in Seattle should have done more for the Duwamish people, the people inside, and then to realize that they named the city after our chief. There's something wrong here, so don't. The truth is the truth is the truth. Right?
Right. Another answer for you. For decades, we had a wonderful representative here in the area, Chinook, who supported the Duwamish Tribe many times through Congress. We have a new representative now, Carmela JFO. She's a wonderful person, but I don't know that she's been here yet. I don't know that she supports the tribe the way Jim did. And so by talking to her and to say that this is an important issue in our community, historically and morally and everything else, and that she should see this film and she should understand these issues, and to be forward with saying she supports the Duwamish tribe just as Jim McDermott did, would be a good thing.
We can all do that.
We can all do that. That's right.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Cecile, I have a second part of my question.
Oh, yes.
I want to know more about the Bureau of Indian Affairs. How do they connect? Are they in between the tribes and the federal government, or what do they do for you?
They're part of the federal government. You can write to them, but we're not connecting.
What do they do for the tribes?
What they do for the tribe, they help recognize tribes.
than the federal government?
Yeah, there's two things going on here. You could, unrecognized tribes or tribes that don't have status, I'm sure they interact, which we have been doing for years and years. But they kind of look to the acknowledged tribes in the United States. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you were acknowledged, what would it be like 2 or 3 things the BIA would do for you? Let's say we snap our fingers and tomorrow you're recognized. What would the BIA do for you? Just a couple of examples.
Well, that's a good question. That is a wonderful question. I don't know, we would take back our land, 54,000 acres. And you guys, if you're friends, you can stay here. You don't have to pay taxes, but you're welcome to stay here.
The treaty would be upheld, which means the education and health of our people would be part of the responsibility of the federal government. And that means that, and this is another story that sometimes doesn't get told, we have tribal members who have applied when they're going to school, college, and have been turned down because we're not a recognized tribe, so they can't get status as a Native American. Other tribes have contacted them because they're trying to get kids that are trying to go to college and said, well, if you come over and join our tribe, then we'll make sure you get this status and this money. Almost all of them turn that down because they don't want to give up their identity, and they find another way. So, right away, it's the treaty that gets enforced. So, that takes care of the welfare of our people. And Cecile can finally
Retired? Well, I've been doing this for 40 years and I'm writing my book and I would like to write my book and get rich. No, I would like to write what I've experienced these last 40 years and fighting for the Duwamish, but also being very supportive of all the tribes. I've been back to DC so many times and interacted with the tribes who have been going through this process. And like I said, we're not the only one going through this problem, this issue. And I'm not too encouraged about the new administration, but then you never know what door is going to open. You don't know. So you got to be positive. Everything is going to be great. And I hope that the new administrator or the one for the Bureau of Indian Affairs will open the door and listen to the natives who are suffering. But like I said, I'm telling you, the Duwamish are still here. Now, we're going to be serving food, and I don't want these people, my volunteers, to start signaling me. But I must tell you, we're serving salmon, so I want you folks to know that I thought it was going to be a treat if we had salmon. It's going to be great. So you want to come up here if there's any other questions and you can answer too. This is Ken Workman. He sits on the council. He kind of moves around in different circles in mine. This is Ken Workman. He sits on the, yes. You answer any more questions and then I'm going to go and set up the table because we're going to eat in 15 minutes. Okay?
15 minutes. So my name is Workman, and I'm of the Duwamish Tribe. And great grandson of Cecile. And we say this so that you know who's speaking, what people we belong to, and then and that this is the land of the Duwamish. Ogura, the specific land, Duwamish. Du means inside and Apsh means people. And so along those lines that we were just talking about, what does it mean for the Duwamish? And you go back to 74, the Judge Bolt decision that says, okay, your fishing rights. You know, the whole country has these new fishing rights, except the Duwamish didn't meet the criteria established by the government that says, oh, you're not a tribe, we don't recognize you by our governmental stances as being a tribe. And so at that point, everybody before 1974, and correct me if I'm wrong, was that ratified in 1979, James? Proposed in 1974, ratified in 1979?
It's kind of confusing. When the first boat decision happened, we had boats in the water. We were fishing. And it was the second decision that boat made of who could practice those treaty rights. And that's when the 7 intervening tribes, which were landless tribes, could not practice the treaty right of fishing because we didn't have a reservation. Wasn't that, you know, in some cases that we were treaty signers, and that was the important part as far as most people were concerned. But there was 4 years, I believe, 4 or 2 years, something like that.
There was a span decision, right?
Judge Polk thing. And on the very beginning of that, I mean, there were boats in the water. There are tales of some of the longest nets ever to be stretched out across Lake Sammamish. Cecile's brother, who was not just an activist in a lot of ways, but he was an absolute tar in the sense that, you know, he wanted to see what was in Lake Sammamish. So they stretched a net that went across the whole lake and seined the lake just to see what they could catch. Now, you know, it's mostly trout and that kind of thing because it's a landlocked lake. But no, we were part of all of that.
And so, at that point, everybody before that period of time, before that point in time, had children, and those children were called Duwamish. And then at that point, when the Duwamish were not federally recognized by the United States government, it was effective genocide of the Duwamish, and that the children born after that no longer were Duwamish. And so, with the establishment of recognition by the United States government, those children in the future will have names Duwamish. And so it's a very big thing. And this is not unique to the Duwamish. This goes across the entire country this time. So we just happen to be right up on the forefront of that. So I see a question here.
Is there a difference between Duwamish language and still Duwamish language?
The question is there a difference between the Duwamish and the Still Duwamish? There's the northern Lashutsi, there's the southern Lashutsi, and the Lashutsi spoken east over in Spokane is a different dialect. And so yes, there is. And here's a case, an example. Down here in the Seattle area, southern Lashutsi, we use the word Quidid to say thank you. Us Quidid is just a CI. I'm in the state of us Quidid thank up now. The CI, my friend Chud, you, I'm Chud. And so if I go up north just a little bit, they use the word tig. It's the same word, it means thank you. So I would say, oh, tig means seed. Seed being you, tig being thank you, and O being everything that I'm saying here is one continuous thought. So yes, yeah, there are different dialects. When you go up north to Alaska, they'll say thank you would be Gunol Chish. And if you come down to Vancouver Island, about halfway down to Luchinol, they'll say Klego, means thank you. Ocean is what the mummies of the Bellingham say. Okay. And down at Tulare, that Everett, it's Tig, as I said. You go down to the Columbia River, they use the Chinook language. And so that's highest muscle.
So with your great-great-great-great-grandparents, one kind of tribe, I mean, they could understand each other.
just as English is international language when you're a pilot in an airplane, you speak English. Chinook, in its handful of words, enable people up and down the coast to trade. So I saw another question here, and the food is getting served, so we're going to get that. I'll take one more question.
This may be kind of a little question, so I apologize, but I'm curious about sort of the strategy that the government used to sort of get tribes against each other when all this stuff was shaking out during the Seattle formation. How, I don't know if you went into details, but sort of how they sort of manipulated districts or votes and things like that to make it happen.
The question is, how did the government manipulate votes and districts, put
Yeah,
tribes against each other? Is that the question? Do I understand?
Yeah, well, from my understanding that, there's been political strategies to sort of turn tribes sort of against each other through like congressional promises and things like that. I don't know, I've heard James might know a little bit about it, but I know it's like kind of a detailed long history, but something that I've always been kind of curious about.
Well, I'm afraid I wouldn't know what those strategies are, so I couldn't respond to it. So I guess if James wants to respond, then maybe he knows a little bit more.
History around how
I was talking to someone outside earlier during our break, and in the history of this area, there's one thing that everybody has to really understand. There are two reservations that were created. One to the north is called Tulalip. One to the south is called Longhouse. And that was where all Indian people were supposed to go, because we didn't want them here. Because this is where cities were going to be built. This is where everything else was going to happen. And so that was part of this whole plan early on, is that all Indian people have to go there. And over time, both of these reservations become tribes. But in the 60s, they weren't. Business councils that ran the reservations, and that's what they were called, reservations. Same thing that Ken talks about with, your kid is Duwamish or Lummi or Suquamish or something like that. You might be living on the Tulalip reservation, but you still know who you are. Now, a lot of those kids call themselves Muckleshoot and Tulalip. And there is no historic tribe of those names. And so that's another thing that's being lost. Understand, when we started this process, Cecile and we talked about fishing rights, right? It's about fishing rights. And that pitted tribes that had rights against them. There was only a certain amount of fish that were out there. Some people were making good money fishing. And so that started this whole idea of tribes against tribes. And I'm sure you all know today, casinos. Now we're talking big. So what it comes down to is tribes like Puyallup, Muckleshoot, Tulalip, Lummi, other tribes oppose the recognition of the Duwamish tribe because they don't want us to build a casino. We make sure that everybody in this room understands this. We have no plan to build a casino. Never has been a plan, or,
What about a hotel?
what about a hotel? We have one of our younger members, yeah. We had actually the option from one of a congressman in the Senate Select Committee or in the House Interior Committee, who actually asked the question, if you give up your right to gaming, we might be able to get a bill through Congress. Okay? of that tribal membership said, we're not gonna give up anything. Because that's not what this is about. I mean, if you give up one thing, then you become a second-class citizen. You all of a sudden, you've given up the right to something that if another generation from ours says, yes, we want to do something like that, they should have the right to be able to do that. So, the issue in Indian country is about money. It's haves and have-nots. Sometimes I think that tries to think that the haves are actually the ones that are the have-nots because there's love here. There's people here who know who they are. There's people here that are learning their language, are proud of who they are. Much more so in some of those other places. That they take that for granted and don't even understand their own heritage. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Could you run for something so I could vote for you?
No.
So thank you, James. It's much more eloquent than I. And so with that, what I would like to do is a little bit of cultural sharing, which will lead right into food that looks like it's all prepared and it's looking really good. And this is it. And I suspect it's true across the entire country. And that is, for thousands of years we've lived here on this land. And for all of those many, many, many years when our people would pass, we would put them up in the woods. Just like all the other living things. And there were places where we would do that. But nonetheless, we put our people in the woods and they would go down into the soil, earth to earth, dust to dust. And then in the springtime, our people would go up into the trees. And so those trees make oxygen. And we breathe that oxygen. And the plants grow, the berries are there, and the roots are there. And so we would say, Skoy means mother. Skoy means Mother Earth. So Mother Earth provides us this food. And so I would say, Asquadita Skoy Dogui Hutch, Dogui Wiuds, Dogui Dogui Bak, Atsats Iktabit. And this is thanking Mother Earth for your children, for your heart, your soul, and for this food that you provide us. And so with this, we here today, the Duwamish people that are here today are on the very land that our ancestors are a part of. And those same ancestors provide us with the timber for a house. And when you see, we talk about houses and they have a soul. That's because Grandma and Grandpa and all our descendants are in the trees. And the trees make this house. And they're out there in the woods and they're still there, even today. Their material is in the ground. And so we thank them for that. That's what he did at Bakyayala. Thank you, ancient ones, for all things. And thank you, all my friends, for your journey here today to this big house that we call Duwamish. And so with that, I would like to say, if there's no more questions, it's dinner time.